Hello and welcome. Hello, 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 and welcome. Namaste.
Namaste.
Haribo.
Haribo.
And peace be with you and upon you. I'm Mark.
And I'm Maria.
And this is JuicyMagiK
on the daily.
So I just wanted to start reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. If you get a chance to buy this beautiful book, it's by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Nothing added, nothing taken away. It's the Gita as it is, the song of God. Krishna speaking to his dear friend and disciple Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I love to read it from start to finish and then start over again, but sometimes it's nice just to turn to it's good to have a good understanding of it, or a basic understanding to start the foundation, but there are some slokas or stanzas that they just blow my mind every time I read them. This is from the contents of the Gita summarized, chapter 2, 12. This is Krishna speaking to Arjuna, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is an offering of respect to the compiler of the Vedas.
Please start again.
So chapter 2:12. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. That's really beautiful. We have so much. I know even, in my life recently, we have so many friends and family members and relatives leaving their bodies. They're gone. Get the message in the morning, Uncle so-and-so passed away. And it's really amazing sometimes we need to hear about this, that this knowledge exists, this understanding, this revelation, this truth, to accept it or to begin to actually inquire. Is that true? Can that be true? Who am I? What am I really made up of? Am I matter? Am I just this body? Am I just these thoughts floating past the screen of my mind? I had a next door neighbor who was my godfather, who was an amazing Japanese Zen master named Paul Nakatsu, and he I was fortunate enough to be, he was at my christening, and he lived beside my parents in Newmarket, and I grew up with him. He passed away, and I remember going to see the Grateful Dead in Vegas in '95, and I stayed with him for 3 nights. It was just after I'd been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and I was really searching hard, and he took me out into the desert, and he said to me, have you made your decision? I was like, he knew I was thinking of, maybe trying to smash my body or leave my body or end my life or commit suicide or whatever. I was pretty shaken up. And I said, and he knew, and I kind of knew he knew that I was thinking some of these thoughts. I said, yeah, no, I'm going to stay. He said, good, the best is yet to come. He said, so much is coming for you. And he knew that that this physical illness kind of helped me accelerate I'd always been interested in the non-material. As a little kid, I was really fascinated by skulls on the beach. And, when I was 3 and 4, when we'd go camping, I'd find these dead bodies of creatures, their skeletons, and I was just fascinated by that. So, but yeah, the physical suffering can be horrible if it has no meaning. But once we start to understand what suffering is and what it's for, it's here to remind us that this is not our true home. This is not our bodies are not really us. They're a vehicle. They're temporary. They appear, they grow, they stay for some time, they produce byproducts, they dwindle, and then they disappear. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And rather than get depressed by that, we can really start to meditate on that. And we're reading the Gita every day and reading other scriptures and engaging in sadhana bhakti and practices of mantra meditation on beads and doing Gauranga breathing and also kirtan, chanting. It's a great, incredible way to taste the knowledge, the understanding, the experience of what we just read here, that There will never be a time when I cease to exist. There's so much. I mean, depending on our perspective, if we're heading in the wrong direction, then, that's not so good. But if we realize that we have this choice we can make, choice that we can make to focus on transcendental information, transcendental science, then things get really exciting and interesting. I mean, I can hardly wait for the day to begin. It's really, despite all the challenges and difficulties of the outside world, the inner world is really quite something. And we were watching a show recently. We try not to watch too much, modern media. That you take in the consciousness of the people writing this stuff. But this was interesting to us because it was based on an ancient story of King David of Israel. And it's just really impressed upon me that I'm so grateful to the Gita and to my teachers and to this process, because it's really helped me understand. I didn't really understand the world's scriptures when I was growing up. I tried to read a lot of them, and I would read them, and sometimes they seemed so confusing and strange and weird stuff in them, but there's so many great things in them too. And we noticed in the episode that with the King Saul, one of the kings of Israel, king of Israel, he says the shepherd David is in his castle, and he's the only one that can really help the king. The king is possessed by demons, and he's had a curse put on him by someone using black magic, dark magic, and his mind is really troubled. He's seeing things, he's hallucinating, or at least he's experiencing this demonic possession. And I was taught that, no matter where you are, if you chant God's names, that it will completely expel and banish, demons or ghosts or those that are envious in nature. And that's really cool to see, where he's been troubled, and immediately David starts playing his harp. And he starts singing, Adonai, that's the name of God in Hebrew. Adonai, Elohim, he's singing this beautiful song. He's chanting the names of God on this show, on Prime Television. And immediately the king, the demon sort of disappears, and he becomes calm and centered. You can see the life returning to him. You know that scene?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so beautiful. I was so glad that they put that in this, that's in the Bible, that's in the Old Testament.
Oh, I should check if I can get the soundtrack.
Oh, to David, yeah?
Yeah, that's like the most beautiful thing on the show is when
he's chanting. It's what he's chanting. And really, what is chanting? Chanting is like hearing and repeating any of God's names. Or sometimes there's descriptions of God's beauty or his wondrousness, or describing his messengers or his avatars or his devotees, or he himself coming, descending himself, or these are descriptions. They're transcendental descriptions.
Yeah, I don't like listening to the radio anymore.
Yeah,
music.
It's like being vomited on, basically, but that's a harsh image, sorry.
Yeah, or normal TV or advertisements or news. I don't turn that on anymore. But music like that, you can have it in the background the whole time, and it's really nice.
Should I have a little chant then for today?
Again?
Yeah, we'll do a little.
It's a 3-in-1 session.
Yeah, let's do more.
Okay.
We'll start with this really great prayer. It's the third prayer of Lord Chaitanya. He left 8 prayers in this world. They're very powerful. And I love singing this one with Maria before we do a little chant. One should chant the holy names of the Lord in a humble state of mind, feeling oneself to be lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, ready to offer all respects to state of mind. One can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo.
Haribo,
One more time. Gora Anga.
I never know what comes.
Namaste. Haribo, you know, the holy names are coming.
Yes, one of them.
So peace be with
Many
you.
of them.
Thanks for tuning in today, and I'm Mark, and
Maria.
this is JuicyMagiK on the daily. See you tomorrow.
See you. Good night.